Let me say something that might shock you. A woman doesn't need to be interested in you for you to attract her. Yeah, I said it. And here's the truth. Women don't always choose men based on initial attraction. They choose based on emotion, on how a man makes them feel over time. And most guys? They have no clue how this actually works. They think attraction is all about looks, money, status. So what do? They chase, they compliment too much, they try to impress her. And guess what? She doesn't care. Worse, she feels nothing. Because when a woman isn't interested in you, she needs to feel something different. Not validation, not desperation, not approval. She needs to feel uncertainty, curiosity, emotional tension. That's what creates that magnetic pull, even if she never looked at you twice before. That's what this video is about. I'm going to show you exactly how to attract a woman who's not into you yet. Step by step. No manipulation, no games, just pure, real, psychological attraction, backed by confidence and strategy. So if you're tired of being overlooked, if you've ever had a woman say, "I just don't see you that way," then keep watching, because after this, everything will change. Let's dive into it. 1. Stop trying to be liked. This one hits hard, because most men don't even realize they're doing it. Trying to be liked is the fastest way to never be desired. Women can feel it instantly. When you try too hard to be agreeable, when you filter yourself to avoid offending her, when you're constantly seeking her approval, it screams weakness. Here's the brutal truth. Women don't fall for men who are dying to impress them. They fall for men who are comfortable not being liked. Men who have the balls to stand firm in who they are, even if it means risking rejection. Why? Because when you stop chasing approval, your value rises in her eyes. You stop being predictable. You stop being one of the nice guys. And that's when attraction starts to kick in. Let her be the one who worries if you like her. Let her chase your approval. This flips the dynamic and puts you in control, not in a needy, arrogant way, but in a grounded, stoic way. 1. Real-life example. You're texting a girl you like. She suddenly stops replying. A nice guy might double text her, "Hey, did I say something wrong?" Or, "Are you mad at me?" But a man who isn't trying to be liked? He leaves it. He goes silent. He moves on. He understands one thing. He doesn't need her to like him to feel validated. And guess what? A few days later, she's the one texting him back. Why? Because he broke the pattern. He didn't chase. And now, she's intrigued. Let go of being liked and watch how fast her attraction grows. 2. Be the guy who walks away. Here's a harsh truth most men refuse to accept. The man who's willing to walk away holds all the power. Most guys cling. They tolerate disrespect. They stay even when the woman is cold, uninterested, or playing games. Why? Because they're afraid of losing her. But here's what women will never tell you directly. They don't respect a man who can't walk away. If she knows you'll always be there, no matter how she treats you, you instantly become forgettable. Women are biologically drawn to strength, and walking away is pure strength. It says, "I don't need you to feel whole. I'm already enough." And when you walk away, not out of anger, but out of self-respect, everything shifts. It creates space. It creates tension. It makes her question herself. And more importantly, it makes her question what she lost. Because the guy who's willing to walk away is the one she can't control. And the one she can't control is the one she thinks about the most. 3. Give her the gift of uncertainty. Let's get something straight. Women get bored when everything is too predictable. Most men think they're doing the right thing by being 100% available, constantly texting back, always planning the next move. They're trying to show they care. But what they're really doing is killing the spark. You know what keeps a woman up at night thinking about a guy? Not the one who says good morning every single day. Not the one who replies in zero point 0.3 seconds. It's the man who makes her wonder, is he thinking about me? Why hasn't he texted yet? Is he losing interest? That's where emotional tension lives. And that's where attraction grows. It's not about playing games. It's about not giving her everything up front. If she knows your every move, if she knows how you'll react, if she can predict you like clockwork, she won't value your attention. She'll get comfortable. She'll get bored. And once a woman is bored, it's game over. But when she's uncertain about where she stands with you, when she's not 100% sure, you stay on her mind. You become the mystery. You become the emotional challenge. Men who know this rule live differently. They don't always initiate contact. They leave conversations on a high note. They don't overshare. And most importantly, they're not scared to let silence speak. Because here's what women won't say. The moment she feels like she fully has you is the moment she stops chasing. So ask yourself, are you giving her mystery, or are you giving her security too soon? Uncertainty, in small doses, is not cruel. It's addictive, and when done right, it's the secret ingredient to making her crave more of you. 4. Ignore. Her beauty, watch what happens. Let's be honest, most men lose the battle the moment a beautiful woman walks into the room. They go soft, they get nervous, they laugh at things that aren't funny, they try to impress her like she's some kind of queen on a throne. And guess what? She sees it, she feels it. And in that exact moment, you go from a man to just another guy trying to win her approval. You need to wake up. Her beauty isn't rare. Thousands of women look good. But what is rare is a man who can look her dead in the eye and treat her like she's just another human being. That's power. When you treat a woman like she's just a pretty face, you instantly lower your own value. You pedestal her. And women don't chase men who act like fans. They chase men who act like equals, or better yet, like she still needs to earn their attention. Here's the hard truth. If you fold just because she's attractive, then deep down, you don't believe you're good enough for her, and she will sense that insecurity immediately. You're basically telling her, your looks are more valuable than everything I bring to the table. Think about how weak that sounds. Attraction isn't about looks, it's about energy. And if your energy shifts just because she's hot, you've already lost. But when you can stay cool, when you don't compliment her just to get something, when you act the same way you'd act around anyone else, that's when she gets curious. That's when you stand out. So stop melting over beauty. Stop giving power to her looks, and start giving power to your presence. She doesn't need another admirer. She needs a man who isn't fazed. 5. Make her jealous. Without saying a word. Most guys think jealousy is childish, but used correctly, it's one of the most powerful psychological triggers in attraction. Not the toxic kind, not the drama-filled nonsense. I'm talking about silent jealousy, the kind that doesn't need to be spoken, because she feels it. Here's how it works. A woman only gets jealous when she sees that you're not just hers, but that other women see value in you too. And here's the kicker. You don't need to flirt. You don't need to show off. You just need to be seen living a life full of energy, attention, and purpose, without her at the center of it. Let her see that you're busy. Let her see that you're admired. Let her see that you're being noticed by others, and that you're not even bragging about it. Because what's silent is powerful. If she feels like you've got options, her mind starts to race. Who is he talking to? Why is he so confident? Why isn't he texting me like before? That's not game playing. That's just you being unavailable in the right way. Here's the mistake most guys make. They try to prove they're loyal too early. They cut off every female friend. They act like they're already taken when the woman hasn't even earned that position yet. Wrong move. A high-value man doesn't shut down his world for a maybe. He lets her see that he's a catch, and that others want him too. That jealousy, it sparks something primal in her. It's not about hurting her. It's about reminding her that you're not easy to lock down. So say nothing. Do nothing directly. Just be wanted, and let her watch. 6. Don't be emotionally available too soon. Here's where most men destroy their chances. They open up way too fast. They spill their emotions, tell their life story, confess how they feel after two deep conversations. All in the name of being honest and real. Let's be clear. Being vulnerable isn't the problem. Being vulnerable too soon is. When a woman barely knows you and you start dumping your emotions on her, you stop being a man she can be curious about. And you become a guy she feels sorry for or bored with. Women don't fall for the man who hands them his heart on a silver platter. They fall for the man who keeps a little mystery, a little edge, and only opens up gradually as trust is earned. Why? Because emotional availability has to feel special. If you're just handing it out to anyone who gives you attention, it loses value. Most men do this because they think, if I show her how much I care, she'll see I'm different. But what she actually sees is a guy trying to fast-track intimacy. And that's a red flag. You want to attract her? Let her feel your confidence before your vulnerability. Let her admire your strength before your softness. Let her work to earn your emotional world, not just walk into it for free. Because the man who is emotionally reserved, but not cold, makes her crave more. He's not robotic. He's just not desperate to be understood by someone he barely knows. That's power. So stop trying to impress her with your deep thoughts and emotional openness. Impress her by not needing to prove anything. Hold something back. Make her earn the parts of you that matter. And when you finally open up, it will hit 10x harder. 7. Stop giving her reassurance. Let's be real. Too many men act like emotional babysitters. Do you still like me? Are we okay? Did I do something wrong? Sound familiar? Every time she pulls away, you go chasing. Every time she gives mixed signals, you start explaining yourself. And every time she seems distant, you panic and pour out more words, more attention, more reassurance. Here's what you need to understand. Reassurance kills mystery. Reassurance shows insecurity. And reassurance makes you look like a man who's begging for emotional permission to exist. It tells her, I need you to tell me I'm enough. And once she senses that, the attraction dies fast. You see, confident men don't seek validation. They don't try to manage a woman's emotions. They don't feel the need to fix every little shift in her mood. And more importantly, they don't fear silence. If she's acting distant, they don't panic. If she's unsure, they don't chase clarity. They stay calm, composed, and emotionally grounded. Because here's the truth. A woman needs to feel your strength in her emotional storms, not your desperation. And when you stop over-explaining yourself, when you stop trying to fix everything with words, when you let her feel a little tension without rushing to erase it, that's when she respects you. That's when she becomes more emotionally invested. So next time she pulls away, don't react, don't chase, don't ask questions. Just keep being the man who doesn't flinch. She'll feel that. And that silence, your calm, grounded presence, will speak louder than any reassurance ever could. Remember, she doesn't need your comfort. She needs your strength. And the man who stops giving constant reassurance, he becomes the man she can't stop thinking about. 8. Be unavailable, but not rude. Here's a truth many men miss completely. You don't have to be rude to be unavailable. Some guys think pulling back means ignoring her completely. No texts, no calls, no responses. They ghost, leave her hanging, or act like they don't care at all. Big mistake. That's not unavailable. That's just disrespectful. And disrespect kills attraction faster than anything else. Being unavailable means showing you have your own life and priorities, not that you're throwing her away like trash. It means you don't drop everything for her at the first sign of interest. It means you're busy, focused, and not desperate. But here's the kicker. You can do all that without being a jerk. Respond when it makes sense for you. Be friendly, confident, and composed. But don't overextend yourself just to keep her attention. When you balance being present, but not too present, she notices. She sees you're not waiting on her like a fan. She sees that you have options, plans, and standards. That balance creates tension. It makes her want to prove she's worth your time. It flips the script from chase me to I want you. So stop confusing unavailable with ignoring or being cold. That's weakness disguised as strength. Real unavailability is about control. Control over your time, your emotions, and your attention. It's about making her wonder what you're doing, instead of assuming you're just sitting around waiting for her text. Be the man who's hard to catch but easy to respect. Because respect builds attraction, and attraction builds desire. 9. Build your own life, don't make her your life. Listen up, because this is where most guys completely lose their edge. They make the fatal mistake of putting a woman at the center of their entire world. You see a woman you like, and suddenly, your schedule revolves around her. Your mood depends on her texts. Your plans, they're all about making her happy. Big problem. When you build your life around a woman, especially one who's not interested, you lose your power instantly. You become predictable. You become needy. You become boring. Women don't chase a man who's waiting for her approval or depending on her for validation. They chase a man who has his own goals, passions, and purpose. A man who can say no without guilt. A man who can walk away without desperation. A man who lives a life so full and interesting that she wants to be a part of it, not the other way around. If she's not interested now, it's because you're showing her you're available 24/7 and that she's the main event. That's a huge turnoff. Wake up and focus on your life first. Chase your ambitions. Build friendships. Invest in yourself. When you do that, your value shoots through the roof. Suddenly, you're not the guy who's begging for attention. You're the guy who's living fully, regardless of her interest. And guess what? That's the guy she starts to want. Stop making her your life. Start making your life worth wanting. 10. Use silence as a weapon. Silence isn't weakness. It's one of the strongest tools a man has in attraction. Most guys panic when a woman doesn't reply right away. They flood her with messages, calls, or over-explanations. That's desperation. That's weakness. But a confident man understands this. Silence creates space. Space for her to wonder, to feel your absence, and to question her own feelings. When you stop chasing and start withdrawing, you become mysterious. You become unpredictable. You stop being easy and start being a challenge. Women are wired to pursue what seems just out of reach. Silence makes you that prize. It's not about ignoring her to be mean or petty. It's about controlling your own energy and emotions. It's about not reacting to every little pull or push. By staying silent at the right moments, you communicate strength without words. You say, I'm in control. I'm not desperate for your attention. That alone will shift the dynamic. Remember, silence isn't absence. It's presence without the noise. Use it wisely. Pause the conversations. Hold back the texts. Let her fill the silence with curiosity, interest, and yes, desire. Master silence, and you master the game. Here's the harsh truth nobody else will tell you. Women don't fall for men who try to win them over. They fall for men who make them want to win. If you're out here begging for attention, chasing after her approval, or trying to fix every little crack in the relationship, you're doing it wrong. Attraction isn't about being nice or available. It's about being unpredictable, confident, and in control, even when she's not interested. And yes, that means sometimes you have to be unapologetically distant, emotionally unavailable, and silent. It's controversial because it goes against every romantic movie you've ever seen. But if you want results, you have to break the rules that don't work. Now, I want to hear from you. Have you tried any of these strategies? Did they work or backfire? Drop your stories in the comments. I read every single one, and I'll personally reach out to some of you to talk more about what really works. This isn't just a video. It's the start of you taking control of your love life. So, comment below. Let's make this real.